There's a lot happening in Trump's legal world today, but let's start with the White House ballroom, because the Supreme Court's move today has only raised more questions about the guardrails on presidential power. Today, Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts gave Donald Trump a temporary green light to keep building his $600 million, 90,000 square foot ballroom at the White House while the justices consider his appeal. So in practical terms, Trump gets what he wants. The construction continues. But remember, Trump has not won this case. A federal judge already said he needs authorization from Congress. The D.C. Circuit also agreed 2-1. But the Supreme Court has put that ruling on hold for now. And that's what makes today's ruling so unusual. The court is effectively saying, keep building, but we'll decide whether you have the legal authority to do it later. And here's the part that shows just how brazen this administration's strategy has become. The Wall Street Journal reports Solicitor General John Sauer told the justices that in any event, it's too late to stop work now because the project is 65% done, moving quickly toward completion and past the point where major changes can be made. Stopping work at this point will be a disaster, Sauer wrote, quoting a sworn statement from the Director for White House Management and Administration. It was already a disaster when the Trump administration began demolishing and building without first getting Congress to authorize the project. And then there's Trump's political retribution. Trump is now threatening the Center for American Progress with a $5 billion defamation lawsuit over a report criticizing the effectiveness of his National Guard deployments onto American cities. $5 billion. $5 billion. It's the kind of number you have to say while doing an impression of Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. $5 billion. Sure, presidents are allowed to sue people who defame them. But Trump has increasingly used litigation against media organizations, researchers, universities, and political opponents. In a statement, Center for American Progress President and CEO Neera Tanden wrote, "The Center for American Progress is an independent, nonpartisan research organization, and our work is grounded in rigorous, evidence-based research and analysis. Based on analysis of crime data, our report demonstrated facts about the National Guard deployments that are inconvenient to the Trump administration. Fundamental protection of the First Amendment is to allow the publication of facts and analysis that are contrary to the arguments and claims of any administration. A lawsuit is a transparent attempt to silence us. We will neither cower nor bend in the face of it." Joining us now, Barbara McQuade, former U.S. attorney and law professor at the University of Michigan Law School. She is also an MS Now legal analyst and the author of The Fix, Saving America from the Corruption of a Mob-Style Government. Barb, thank you, as always, for coming to The Last Word. What is your reaction, first, to Chief Justice Roberts issuing an administrative stay today? What does it mean for the ballroom fight?
I was actually surprised by this stay, Jonathan, because ordinarily stays are granted, but they are to preserve the status quo while courts consider a legal matter. The status quo, in my view, is not continuing the construction of the ballroom. It would be to stop the construction of the ballroom. Let's just put everything on hold while we work our way through this. It is a temporary order. It is just put in place until the full court can look at it and decide what they want to do with the case. And so I imagine within a matter of days, we will see a more thorough order coming from the majority of the justices. But in the end, it seems to me unlikely that this court is going to overturn what happened in the Court of Appeals. This is a textualist court, and the text of the statutes are very clear. It says that construction of buildings on any government property can only be done with the express authorization of Congress. That was the ruling on the court below. It's very difficult to see how the Supreme Court comes to any different view. But the stay allowing the construction to proceed in the meantime does strike me as unusual, if not maybe a tell that perhaps the court sees it differently than I do.
I was going to say, Barbara, because given what the Wall Street Journal is reporting, that Solicitor General Sauer said that, hey, it's almost 70% done. Nothing we're almost past the point of no return. Are you confident, really, that the justices are going to come back, say, on Monday or Tuesday? What's to say they don't just wait out the clock to the point where the project really is past the point of no return?
Yeah, no, I think that is a risk. So one thing to keep in mind is this is just one justice. It is Chief Justice Roberts, because he's the circuit justice for the District of Columbia. We don't have the full court deciding this case. But you're right, it is a possibility. Now, I don't think that argument should carry much weight. It's like saying, I'm involved in a bank heist. You should stop the bank heist. Well, I'm almost done, even though it's illegal. So at this point, it's futile. Why don't you just let me, steal the money? If it's illegal, it's illegal. So that argument doesn't really land with me too much.
On Monday, Trump's personal lawyer sent a letter to the Center for American Progress threatening a $5 billion defamation lawsuit unless it retracts its report criticizing Trump's National Guard deployment into American cities. Barb, talk about how far past normal we are with the president using the threat of a $5 billion defamation suit as an attack on an organization's free speech.
Yeah, we're not just past normal, we're past legal, because this is not the kind of case for which defamation law is designed. Defamation law is about an individual's reputation. This is about whether using the National Guard in American cities had a positive impact on violent crime. The report uses data, it uses analysis, and it reaches a conclusion. Now, if you want to rebut that, you can do that. You can issue your own report. You can say, this report was hogwash. Here's our data that shows it was different. But to threaten defamation, especially with this kind of made-up number of $5 billion, strikes me as really just a naked effort to intimidate them, and not only to intimidate the Center for American Progress, which says it's not going to succumb to these threats, and good for them for doing that, but it also sends a message to everybody else out there, maybe people who don't have the kind of resources that they have at the Center for American Progress, and makes them timid and fearful that, boy, I better keep my mouth shut because I might be next.
Barbara McQuade, as always, thank you for coming to The Last Word.
Thank you, Jonathan.